beard contest. And it wouldn't hurt to whoop up a little bit on a tiny state back east.
The Untold Truth of Mountain Man star Tom Oar. Tom Oar is an American former rodeo rider, craftsman, and TV personality, born in 1943 in Rockford, Illinois, USA. He's known for being a star of History Channel's reality show Mountain Man. Deeply influenced by their horseman father, Chike Oar, Tom and his brother Jack spent their childhood outdoors, roaming free through the small town they lived in near Rock River. When my brother and I turned 7 years old, my father taught us how to trick ride, which is doing tricks on the back of running horses, used to rough environments and lifestyle. A simple reminder how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving either an iPhone Max, iPad Mini, or MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Tom's acquired taste for adrenaline led him to become a rodeo rider when he was just 15 years old. Despite being a dangerous occupation, his mother supported his decision. My mother drove me to the edge of town, dropped me off with my bull rope and my rigging bag, and I hitchhiked to Ohio. And I hired on to ride bulls and bucking horses. Tom Oar dedicated his early adulthood to a rodeo career, riding bulls and horses for 18 and 25 years, respectively. In an interview with American Cowboy, Tom recalls how he joined the International Rodeo Association, IRA, rising in the ranks to become one of its top 10 riders. I worked the saddle bronc riding and the bull riding. In 1961, we had to make a choice if we were going to do IRA or RCA, the Real Cowboy Association rodeos. There were more IRA rodeos in the Midwest and East, so I was a member of the IRA for 16 or 17 years. It was a fun life. On the 14th of February 1978, Tom's luck ended when his hand stuck in the rope that perched him to Bull Woolly Bugger. This was Tom's closest encounter with death, as his body was violently tossed by the raging animal for 2 minutes. He remained unconscious for 3 hours, but not even the concussion he obtained from the nearly fatal meeting impedes his return to the arena a month later. His success in rodeo riding was never the same, though. 6 years later, Tom rode his last saddle bronc, but admitted that at 41 years of age, it was time for me to quit. So I did. During his time as a rodeo rider, Tom and his wife Nancy frequently visited and stayed at a friend's house in Troy, Montana. Already used to the region's lifestyle, they decided to move there when Tom's rodeo career ended. Recalling, there came a point in our life where we figured the majority of rodeoing was over, and we wanted to move to Montana and build a log house. So we bought a chainsaw in Illinois to build a house with when we got here. We bought an 1.5 acres that had a little 2-room log cabin on it, and we lived in that while we built the house. It took us 5 years to build it. We've lived here for 34 years now. The couple's first year living in the Yak River area was the toughest, having to face harsh, cold temperatures and traveling 50 miles to buy groceries. However, they found a way to sustain themselves, hunting and otherwise living off the land in their home in Kootenai National Forest. Tom Oar describes himself as a man born 150 or 200 years late. I always thought of the past and history. I've kind of relived it in a modern way. Passionate about traditions and searching for ways to make a living in his new house, he started working independently as a trapper, selling and trading furs in wintertime. Inspired by 1800s fur traders such as Joseph Meek and Jim Bridger, saying, "The West was really settled by the people who created the fur trade. They were scouts for the army, and the ones who showed the settlers how to get over the mountains. It's a lost past, I guess." Tom also found himself a hobby in brain tanning, which consists of converting fur from raw to leather using deer's brains. Although the intensive labor is a Native American tradition, its origin goes back to the Stone Age and extended to every continent. Despite it being a winter hobby at the start, Oar found himself selling tanned fur skin frequently, including custom-created clothes. In summer, Tom and his wife continued with their business, selling their creations in town. We got into going to rendezvous, black powder rendezvous, and at these rendezvous, the best to be wearing is buckskin clothing. And so for years, we've tanned buckskin. Black powder rendezvous are reenactments of 1800s fur trades and events. Arms, clothes, and liquors of the period can be found at these meetings, which are of help to local craftsmen who sell their original goods. Tom Oar declared that he usually made $3,000 to $4,000 per event. In 2012, Tom joined the first season of History Channel's Mountain Men, a reality TV series centered on the life of various hunters, naturalists, and adventurers in the U.S. Tom and Nancy were contacted by History Channel through a friend of theirs who worked as a producer representative, who also operates Linehan Outfitting Company in Troy, guiding hunters and fishermen and owning cabins near where the Oars live. In 2019, it was speculated that Oar, who had become the most lovable star of the series, was leaving the show to retire to Florida. Said rumors were unfounded, though, as Tom was only vacationing for the winter. "We love Montana. We're not going anywhere," declared Tom's wife Nancy to the Mountainean in June. Nowadays, Mountain Men is still on air with Tom still a cast member. Tom married Jan David in the early 60s, and the couple welcomed 2 children together, Chad, who appeared in Mountain Men alongside his father, and daughter Keely, who died in 2015. The couple filed for divorce in the 70s for unknown reasons. Tom's only grandchild is Chad's son Tanner Oar, who has also appeared various times in Mountain Men. Tom married a second time to Nancy, and the pair has remained happily together for over 4 decades. Meanwhile, Tom's ex-wife Jan married Dave Frazier, and together they had a son named Matt. As a result of his work in buckskin tanning and fur trading, along with his earnings from appearing in Mountain Men, Tom Oar has an estimated net worth of over $200,000 as of mid-2020. Tom Oar is a man of white ethnicity whose height and weight are unknown. He has a bushy beard and gray hair, though in his youth, he sported short dark brown hair, accompanied by a mustache. There's some further interesting information about Tom Oar and his family. Tom's father, Chuck Oar, performed in Wild West shows in the early 20th century. Although Tom remains active in his business and doesn't plan to retire yet, he has warned his wife about the dangers of his old age. "We can't keep doing this forever. I keep telling Nancy, one of these days you'll probably just find me stretched out dead over the fleshing block." Tom describes his life as amazing and looks back on the past with joy. "I've enjoyed every bit of it, and as long as I can still do it, hell, I'm gonna do it." Woolly Bugger, the bull which almost killed Tom in his youth, died 2 weeks after his encounter with Oar. "I think I gave him a concussion too," declared the former rodeo rider. Tom's appearance in Mountain Men has increased the success of Oar's tanning business, given the extra exposure it brings. Finally, Oar deeply appreciates his fans, saying, "They are real important to me, and it's really neat to meet all the different people and talk to them. That's always something of interest, and there's always interesting people to meet." Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.